Have you ever felt that tiny moment of panic right before you speak English? That feeling in your chest when you're about to order a coffee or tell a story, and you just know it's going to come out weird?
Oh, that feeling is the worst. It's like you have this brilliant thought in your head, but when it travels to your mouth, it gets tangled up. We know this feels overwhelming, especially with those tiny, confusing words, a, and the.
Exactly. My student, Steve, told me a story last week that is just peak frustration. He's a brilliant designer. He was in a meeting with his international team trying to explain his vision. He said, "I have idea for new logo. Logo is circle with bird."
Oh no!
His boss just stared at him blankly. Steve said he felt himself shrink in his chair. He knew the words, but the flow was wrong. It should have been, "I have an idea for a new logo. The logo is a circle with a bird." See the difference? It's small, but it changes everything.
It really does. And that's what we're fixing today. We are going to demystify these three little words for good. This isn't just a grammar lesson. This is your ticket to sounding smooth, confident, and natural.
And stick around, because our third major tip today is about when to use no article. This is the secret that separates intermediate speakers from truly advanced ones, and it will save you so much time and stress. This is a game changer.
We get it. Learning about articles can feel like being forced to eat your vegetables. It seems boring, technical.
Totally. Like, who cares? Just let me speak.
Exactly. But we promise you, this is not just about rules. This is about connection. This is about finally texting your crush without rereading it 20 times, wondering if "I saw a movie" sounds less interested than "I saw the movie you mentioned."
Ooh, that's a good one. The stakes are high. It's the difference between getting a reply that says, "OMG, which one?" versus just getting left on red.
It's about walking into a job interview and describing your experience with authority, saying, "I was the lead on a project that increased sales," instead of fumbling and saying, "I was lead on project." The first one sounds like you own your accomplishments. The second one, unfortunately, sounds hesitant.
This is your confidence key. Mastering articles makes your English feel effortless. It allows your personality, your humor, your intelligence, your kindness to shine through without a grammar filter. You stop translating and you start expressing.
You're not just learning English to pass a test. You're learning it to build friendships, to share your ideas, to feel like you belong in a conversation. And these little words are the bridges that make those connections happen. You're not just learning with us today, you're joining the DialogueBoost family, and we've got your back.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. To fix a problem, we first have to understand it. We're going to break down the three most common article mistakes we see every single day. And don't worry, if you make these, you are in good company.
Oh, absolutely. This is a safe space. Let's start with the first one. Mistake number one is using the for something you're mentioning for the very first time. I see this constantly. My student Maria was telling me a story. She's hilarious, and her stories are amazing in her native Spanish. She started, "Yesterday I went to the park. I saw the dog. The dog was chasing the squirrel."
I can perfectly picture it. It sounds a little robotic, right? Like a report.
Exactly. She was introducing all these new things, a park, a dog, a squirrel, but she used the as if I already knew which specific ones she meant. It creates a small disconnect for the listener. My brain is going, wait, which park? Did we talk about a park before?
It forces the listener to do extra work. The fix, which we'll cover in a bit, is to use a or an to introduce new singular things into your story. I went to a park. I saw a dog. It's like you're opening a door and showing me something new for the first time. Okay, mistake number 2 is a classic. This is the a versus an confusion. Most people learn the rule. Use an before a vowel, A, E, I, O, U, and a before a consonant. Simple, right?
Deceptively simple.
So simple, it's wrong. The rule isn't about the letter. It's about the sound. This trips up everyone. I had a student, David, who was preparing for a university presentation. He wrote in his script, "It is an honor to be here." And we have an hour for this presentation.
The classic H trap. Because the H in honor and hour is silent, the word starts with a vowel sound. Honor starts with an ah sound. Hour starts with an ow sound. So it needs to be an honor and an hour.
Precisely. And the reverse is also true. Think of the word university. It starts with the letter U, a vowel. But what's the sound? Ya, university. That ya sound is a consonant sound. So you say, she is a university student, not an university student.
This is such a critical point. It's about what your mouth is doing, not what your eyes are seeing on the page. Close your eyes and listen. Does it start with a vowel sound? Use an. This brings us to our third and maybe most difficult mistake. It's the one Ethan teased earlier. It's putting an article, usually the, where no article is needed at all.
The silent hero, the zero article.
Yes, this happens most with general abstract concepts. A student from Brazil, Sophia, was telling me about her passions. She said, "I love the music. The nature is very important for the life."
That is so common because in many languages like Spanish or Portuguese, you do use an article there. La música, la naturaleza, la vida. So it's a direct translation.
It's a perfect translation, but it sounds unnatural in English. When we talk about concepts in general, love, life, happiness, nature, science, history, we usually don't use an article. So it should be, I love music. Nature is very important for life.
But here's what most learners miss. And this is the tricky part. You can use the with these words, but only when you make them specific.
Exactly. So, I love music, in general, is correct. But if you're talking about the specific music we're listening to right now, you'd say, I love the music they're playing in this cafe. You've made it specific.
It's a huge distinction. We will dive so much deeper into this in our solutions section. So, to recap, using the for new things, messing up an based on letters instead of sounds, and using articles with general concepts. Do any of these sound familiar? If so, you're in the right place.
Okay, we've seen the problems. Now let's build the solutions. We're going to give you a new mental framework for articles. No more memorizing a million confusing rules.
Let's start with your new best friends, a and am. These are your indefinite articles. Think of yourself as a storyteller on a dark stage. When you use a or an, you are turning on a spotlight for the very first time to introduce a new, singular, countable noun.
I love that metaphor. So let's go back to Maria's story. When she says, I went to a park, bing, a spotlight hits a park on the stage. We've never seen it before. It's just one of many parks in the world.
Then she says, I saw a dog. Bing! Another spotlight turns on, showing us a dog. We don't know this dog, it's just one dog. It's new information. So, rule number 1, use an to introduce one new thing.
And remember the sound rule we talked about. It's simple. Un plus vowel sound, an apple, an elephant, an interesting book, an hour. A plus consonant sound, a cat, a big dog, a happy person, a university.
Practice this. Say it out loud. An hour, a university. You can feel the difference in your mouth. It just flows better.
Now let's talk about the. This is your definite article. If an turns on the spotlight, the points back to something already lit up.
It's your pointing finger. You're saying, hey, you know which one I mean. So let's continue Maria's story. She says, I went to a park. I saw a dog. Now, the park and the dog are on her stage, in the spotlight.
So if she continues the story, she'll now say, the dog was chasing a squirrel. She uses the because we both know which dog she's talking about, the one she just introduced. She's pointing at it.
Wait, Emily, let me show you what happened to me last week with this. I was at a cafe. I ordered, I'd like a croissant and a coffee, please. The server brought them over. A few minutes later, she came back and asked, how is the coffee? She didn't say, a coffee, because we both knew which one she meant, the one right in front of me. She was pointing with her words.
That's a perfect example. So you use the when you've already mentioned it. I saw a movie. The movie was great. It's unique or obvious in the context. Can you pass me the salt? There's only one on the table. Or the sky is blue. There's only one sky. Or you make it specific with more information. I saw the girl who lives next door. Not just any girl, the specific one who lives next door.
This shift from introducing to pointing is everything. It's the core logic. When you master this, you've won 80% of the battle. High five.
All right, for the tip we promised. The zero article. This is your grammar superhero. It's about knowing when to stay silent and use nothing.
It feels weird, but it's so powerful. As we mentioned in the mistakes section, the main time you use the zero article is when you're talking about plural or uncountable nouns in a general sense.
Let's break that down. So, general plural nouns. I love dogs. Dogs in general, not specific dogs. Computers have changed the world. General uncountable or abstract nouns. Information is powerful. Patience is a virtue. I need advice.
But here's that suspenseful twist again. The moment you make any of those specific, the hero swoops back in. So, I love the dogs that live on my street. Specific dogs. The information in this report is incorrect. Specific information. The advice you gave me was helpful. Specific advice.
I literally cried once when a student finally got this. He was a scientist and always struggled to talk about his work. He would say, the science is complicated. When he learned to say, science is complicated, but the science in my field is fascinating, it was a breakthrough. He felt so much more articulate.
That's the feeling we want for all of you. So let's make a quick reference chart.
Okay, we're going to do a deep dive now into that last category because it's the one that causes the most fear. Abstract nouns. Words like love, happiness, knowledge, fear. society.
These are tough because you can't see them or count them, and the rules feel squishy. So let's clear it up with a role play. I'll be the frustrated learner.
And I'll be the coach. Let's do it.
Okay, Emily, I don't get it. My teacher said my sentence was wrong. I wrote, "The happiness is the most important goal in the life." It feels right to me. Why is it wrong?
I completely understand why that feels right. You're talking about two very big, important concepts. But tell me, are you talking about happiness in general, as an idea, or a specific happiness that you felt at a specific moment?
In general, I guess. Just happiness, the concept.
Exactly. And what's our rule for concepts in general?
0 article. So happiness is the most important goal in life.
Nailed it. That is a perfect, beautiful, natural English sentence. Now let me ask you this. What about the happiness you felt on your wedding day? Is that general happiness or a specific, defined happiness?
That's specific. It was my happiness on that day.
So how would you describe that?
I would say the happiness I felt on my wedding day was incredible, because now I'm pointing to a specific one.
Yes, you've got it. You see the difference? Happiness is important versus the happiness he gets from his hobby is wonderful to see.
Okay, I think I'm getting it. But slang and informal talk scare me. What about something like love? I want to say love is complicated. That's general, so no article, right?
You're doing amazing. Yes, that's 100% correct. Let's tackle that fear together. How could you make love specific? Maybe talk about the love in a movie?
Oh, okay. I didn't like the movie, but the love between the two main characters was very believable.
Look at you go! That's it! You've completely mastered the logic. It's not about memorizing a list of abstract nouns. It's about asking yourself one simple question every time. Am I talking about this in general, or am I pointing to a specific one?
That little dialogue shows how a simple mindset shift can solve a huge problem. Don't fear abstract nouns. Just ask the general or specific question.
All right, theory is great, but practice is where the magic happens. We're going to do a quick-fire interactive drill. We'll put a sentence on the screen with a blank. Your job is to fill it in with a, an, the, or nothing. 0 article.
We'll give you a few seconds for each one. Say your answer out loud. Ready? Let's go. 3, 2, 1. The answer is A. I need to buy a new phone, because you're introducing a new singular phone. It's not a specific one yet.
3, 2, 1. It's the, because it's a specific light that the listener obviously knows about, the one in the kitchen. You're pointing.
This is a tricky one. 3, 2, 1. 0 article. She's studying history in general. But if she was studying the history of ancient Rome, then you would use the. See the difference?
Pausing now. You're doing amazing. Seriously, this stuff is hard, and you're tackling it head on. If you're getting these right, celebrate. If you're making mistakes, celebrate that too, because every mistake is a learning opportunity. Listen to the sound. 3, 2, 1. It has to be an, because honest starts with a vowel sound. An honest person.
Final one. You've got this. 3, 2, 1. And it's zero article again. You're talking about the abstract concept of patience in general. Fantastic job.
We have covered so much ground today, from the common mistakes that cause that cringy feeling, to the spotlight metaphor, to your new pointing finger, to the secret weapon of the zero article.
Remember Steve, my student who felt small in his meeting? He practiced this exact framework. Last week, he sent me a message. He said, "Ethan, I gave a presentation yesterday. The presentation went perfectly. My boss said it was the best idea he'd heard all year."
I'm getting chills. That's what this is all about. Today, you didn't just learn English. You gained freedom. Freedom from hesitation, freedom from that feeling of sounding wrong.
You gained the freedom to connect, to share your brilliant ideas clearly and confidently. You took 3 tiny, annoying words and turned them into powerful tools.
We are so proud of the work you've put in just by watching this. Keep practicing. Ask yourself the general or specific question. And remember, you're part of the DialogueBoost family now. We're here for you.
Thank you for joining us. Go out there and have a great conversation. We'll see you in the next video. Keep learning.